Hey, I was trying to get out of here, and I know you're working from home or whatever, so just wanted to show you. Um, Got the new battery in there for you, and they for some reason had an extra um, positive cable here that was attached to this because the battery was in backwards, the one that was the dead one. So I took that extra cable off and just hooked it directly up to here, which is the way it's supposed to be. All good. Okay, I did have to remove the carburetor and cleaned out the float bowl a little bit. It looked really clean up in there. And so this whole unit right here, just had to take it off. Anything else going on? Yeah. If you're noticing a little backfire, a little hesitation, and maybe because it's been sitting around for a couple of years, heating and cooling during the season, freezing temperatures, and then getting up really hot. There may be some valve adjustments that need to be done, adjusting the valves to make sure that they're within the way they're supposed to be. I don't know. What I did was just a overview was remove the wheel, got it back on the bead, aired it up, put on a new battery for you. Had to remove the carburetor to look at it, clean it out, and required disassembling all of this stuff, taking it off. And there's another thing with the I added some fuel treatment in here, so I put this stuff in here, okay, and it does a lot. It cleans jets and small passageways within the carburetor that maybe would require like a dip, like a carburetor dip. It's where you bathe it, and some guys use ultrasonic baths, stuff like that. But this stuff does a really good job. You just got to run it through there a few times. Okay. Also, it may affect operation just a little bit, but I did notice that this fuel shutoff anti-backfire valve right here, this solenoid actually, whenever you turn the key switch from the off position, before you even crank it over for the engine to turn, this little solenoid valve pulls like a little stopper valve back, and it allows fuel to flow in from the fuel pump here, from the gas tank through the fuel pump into that hose and then down to the carburetor. And this solenoid valve here pulls a little plug back, and it allows that flow of fuel. Now this one isn't working right, and that needs to be replaced eventually. It's not going to really affect the overall operation of this machine, because there's the backup fuel shutoff is actually in the float bowl, and that is that's going to stop the fuel, and that's the way it's designed. But this is like a backup fuel shutoff, so that when the key is off, it just plugs the hole and it doesn't let any more fuel flow. So this eventually does need to be replaced. But like I said, the only thing it's really gonna do is every now and then, not all the time, but every now and then when you go to turn it off, turn the machine off, you might have a backfire. It might just go pop, and be done with it. So what I recommend for that, before you go to shut it off, just bring it back to slow speed, engine idle, and then turn it off. Okay, and usually you won't get that pop backfire thing. But right now, you might hear a little pop, pop, pop every now and then, just a little hesitation as it's running. But like I said, it could be a slight valve adjustment, which is, a different job. I mean, it's running. It starts, good new battery, reliable for, doing whatever you need to do to it. But it could use that fuel shutoff solenoid anti-backfire right there. These things can get expensive. I mean, they're probably about $100, okay? But it works. And the machine itself works, you know, to do what you need to do. And if you want that changed in the future, I can do that. But, you know, I put about a gallon of gas in there, and I would recommend just run it for a while with that, and I put the fuel stabilizer in there. Just run it, and let that fuel cleaner stabilizer run through there and clean out all those small orifices, and it does a really good job at cleaning things out in there. And if you ever have any issues with it, you know, just let me know. And if you want me to come back in the future, I can change that. The fuel shutoff solenoid there. It's the fuel shutoff anti-backfire solenoid is what it's called. So anyways, that's it. Starts up real good. Needs to be, when you go to start it, you know, put it in this may be how it was before when you drove it a lot. I'm not sure how it ran before. But when you go to start it, you know, put it in the choke position, it'll start, and then, you know, just bring it back, and then it just runs really good. You'll notice a little hesitation every now and then, but I think you just need to run that fuel with the stabilizer through there, at least for a few tanks, because it hasn't been run for a couple of years, so it just needs a good cleaning, and it just needs to get those juices flowing again, and you'll be back in business. I mean, it's running really good as it is. So anyways, I got to run, so you can pay me. It's going to be $210, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, whatever you want, and I'll contact you